Okay. So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Nahmadu wa nusalli ala Rasulih al-Kareem amma ba'd. I just want to clarify one, two things which we did discuss earlier. See, this ibarat wa tuhuru إذا تخلل بين الدمين. You found it. Right. والطهر إذا تخلل بين الدمين في مدة الحيض فهو كالدم المتوالي. That what he's saying is, I told you is, remember, if you bleed one day, right, when you know experience a haze, and then 3 days, 4 days you never bleed, and then you bled on the 9th day, or you bled on the 10th day, whatever, then we will consider as though you bled all the time. You don't have to see the blood all the time, right? So if anything within, in fact, to be honest with you, uh, what it means also is anything within 15 days will be joined and will be considered you bled together, right? That's not what I'm saying here. Just look at me 1 minute. We know when you bleed, right? And when you stop bleeding, everything within 15 days will. That's in place. But that's not what they're saying here. But that's also what they're just saying here is that for the duration of your haid, like I told you, you normally you bleed 7 days. Normally you bleed 8 days. So this month you bled on the first day, 3 days, 4 days you never bled, and you bled on the last day again. It's fine. It's no problem. You understand what I'm saying? So although this masa can be understood from the general principle that anything less than 15 days you join it, it could be understood from that. But that's not what they say in this text. What they say in this text is just this here, that whatever your haze is, whatever your haze is 8 days, your haze is 9 days, your haze is 7 days, you don't have to see blood all the time. You don't have to see blood all the time. So long as you blood bleed on the first day and the last day. That's what he's saying there. Is it clear? Right? Because why I'm clarifying was I explained it in a different way. But which is right, what I told you, it is right. Everything within 15 days you'll join it. But just to understand what is being said in that text. Then the other one, which I told you here, that whatever is within 15 days, even out of the haze time, that you all join it as one bleeding. That is وأقل طهري 15 يوما. The least of haze is 15. The least of tuhur is 15 days. So that would mean effectively what you're saying here is that that if you stop bleeding, bleed within 15 days, it will be joined with this, right? So the two masail are like the same. It is more or less the same thing because it's the same principle, but they just say different things in each text. Are you with me? Is that clear? You got it? You sure? Right. So now, today's what we started yesterday a little bit, and we mentioned a bit, what damul istihadati karru'afi. No, just what a coincidence. We're supposed to discuss this masla today of, of what you say, istihada. And somebody sent me a question here. You know, I mentioned to you before, I mentioned a lot of times that many people are under the misconception that if you got istihada, it naturally means you are ma'zura. Remember, I told you, just if a woman like got discharged, obviously in a haid, she's out, so there's no question about it. Like what is not considered haid, so she's discharging from the front all the time. Then naturally she don't have to make wudu, even if it is sporadic or it's random. People understand it like that. I thought it's wrong. So I was just telling you something. Just in fact, the Mufti sent me a question this morning, and you want to know is this correct? And this is listen to this. Actually, it comes under the next chapter, and it will come under the next chapter. Maybe I'll explain it today. But we will do this. He says, look here, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is now correct. This is not correct. The basic rule of istihada is that you, at the beginning of every salah, you change your pad and make a fresh wudu, right? So someone told me that istihada does not make you a ma'zur, which I was telling all the time, necessarily. So if you have istihada, you have to wait till the end of the salah time and see if you can make wudu and read a farah salah without bleeding, in which case every time you bleed, wudu is broken. And if you're bleeding so much that you cannot make wudu and perform a farah salah, then you'll be termed as a ma'zur and follow the rules accordingly. If the above, the masah is correct, then while in salah, if you feel you have bled, if you felt something come out, do you break your salah and check, or do you carry on and check after, and will salah be valid and repeated and be repeated if you have played? So yeah, the Mufti is now saying, I've always understood that the rules that apply to mustahada are the same as for ma'zur, but it is is there more details regarding it, and will a mustahada be classified as a mazur? Your help and input will be greatly appreciated. Same thing what I told you. Exactly. You understood what I told you earlier, just just mute it there, please. If you understood what I told you earlier, you will understood what I'm telling what the answer to this question here. Being a mustahada does not necessarily mean you are a ma'zura. If you are discharging from your front organ, if a lady is discharging from a front organ, whether it is blood or whether it is something mixed or whatever. Oh yeah, you must remind me to before we finish to do the ruling of the different discharges of a lady. That's also very important. We're almost finished, all right? So remind me to do that. I don't want to miss it out. It's very important, right? Please don't forget. So again, I repeat now, if you got istihada, you are not naturally a ma'zura. You must first qualify as a ma'zura. And how do you qualify as a ma'zura? You must discharge for a whole salat time. You must discharge for a whole salat time to such an extent where you do not find 5 to 6 minutes where you can make wudu and read your salah, right? So now the question comes about, after you've understood what is a mustahada or what is istihada, whatever, or ma'zura, now normally it won't happen that you start bleeding exactly at the beginning of a salat time. You understand what I'm saying? It's very rarely. So probably you're going to start bleeding in the beginning of a salat time, right? So now you're bleeding, bleeding, bleeding. But I told you now, look here, you have to bleed for a whole salat time. So what happens if you start bleeding at the end of the salat time? You understand what I'm saying? You with me? Like, say for instance, Asr is now from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, right? And Zohar is from 12 to 4, right? So now if you started bleeding from 12 till 4 for the whole time, you're Mazura. But it won't happen like that. I mean, it's impossible. So you're going to start bleeding somewhere in your Zohar time, somewhere in between 12 and 2. You're going to start bleeding somewhere there. So what you do under those circumstances, listen, this is not only for Mustahada, this is a general law of a Ma'zura, right? Or Ma'zur or Ma'zura, whatever. A woman started discharging, or maybe I cut my finger and I'm bleeding, 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 and I can't read the mass. What you do is this: you wait till about 6 minutes before the salah time come out. This Masai is also mentioned in Ahsan al-Fatwa of Rashid Ahmed Lulianwi, right? Ustad of Mufti Taqi. So you wait till 6 minutes before the exit time, right? Because you're not the ma'zur as yet. Now you read your salah despite you experiencing that breaker of wudu, right? Follow nicely, right? You read it. Now, in the next salah time, you now from the beginning, you observe if you qualify through that whole salah time as a ma'zur or ma'zura, then that salah which you read despite bleeding, it will be fine. Are you with me? But now this next time from 4 to 6, if you don't qualify as a ma'zura or ma'zur, whatever it is, now you'll have to reread that salah. And I guarantee you, وَأَكْثَرُ النَّاسِ عَنْهَا غَافِلُونَ. If you ask most of the ulama or most of the muftis or most of the ampas, they won't be able to tell you this here. So you understood that? So you have to retrogressively, you have to look back and evaluate your salah. If this full time you qualify as a ma'zura or ma'zur, whatever it is, that salah is fine. Because now you have been vindicated by showing that you are ma'zura. But if in this salah time, no, you're going to look at a new salah time. No, look, you only read one salah in that condition because remember, come again, ma? Yeah, so you'll have to wait also whole time of because you're not the Ma'zura is only 10 minutes before the time come in or 5 minutes. Now you know you're Ma'zura or Ma'zur. Yeah, because remember what it was, you have to wait one whole salat time. So that first salat time, that Zohar time, only half the time you're bleeding, so that's out. So you're not the Ma'zur, is it? Now from Asr to Maghrib, 5 minutes before Maghrib time come out, you say I've been bleeding all the time. Now you'll know. Now you'll know that look here, I am a Ma'zur, really. So you read your Maghrib and then you read your Asr and your Maghrib is fine. But now you see now during this time there was a break for 20 minutes. So you say, hey, I can read my namaz, yes. So you're not the ma'zur. You have to go back now. You have to read it Zohar again and you read your Maghrib. You understood that? So this is not only for istihada. This is a general law of ma'zura which we've discussed in detail now. I hope that is clear. I hope everybody has got that, inshallah. If there's any questions about that, you can ask. As I said, this is very, very important. And most people don't know it, right? So now read the lesson, now read it. وَدَمُ الْإِسْتِحَاذَةِ, right? The blood of istihada كَالرُّعَافِ. This is like a nosebleed. But what I mean, any other breaker wudu, whether it is a nosebleed, or whether it's a toe bleed, whether it is a discharge, or whether it is infilatul rih, a wind coming out, whatever, doesn't matter. It's all the same. It's all the same, right? Right. Right. So la yamna'u salata, this does not stop salat because it is not what? It is not Haidh. So you will not stop salat. لا يمنع الصوم. A woman is experiencing salat, she can fast. ولا وصل الصلاة, and neither does it stop salat. ولا الوطأ, and neither does it stop wati. لقوله عليه السلام, because of the statement of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, tawadda'i. He told one of the Sahabia, his name is mentioned here, tawadda'i, uh, make wudu, wasalli, and read your salah, وَإِنْ قَطَرَ الدَّمُ عَلَى الْحَصِيرِ, even though you are bleeding as profusely as the blood is coming onto the mat, it doesn't break your wudu because you are ma'adura, right? So here, there's a hadith I want to read for you. Here's it in the kitab. It goes like this here, that once a Sahabia, her name was, I just mentioned to you, you're supposed to do this. There's a nice detail in Mishkat Sharif also about this that you must have done. The I don't know, those that join the Mishkat Sharif. You've done Kitab al-Haidh already, but which ustad you done it? Not yet, but you'll do it. It's nice detail. There was a Sahabiya named Fatima binti Hubaysh. Fatima binti Hubaysh, that, right, name was, she came to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and she said, Inni mir'atun ustahadu. I'm a woman that experiences excessive istihadha, bleeding all the time. فلا أطهر, I do not become pure, right? Right? فلا أطهر أفأضع الصلاة. Does this mean I'm bleeding all the time? I must read salat, right? فقال لا. Nabi said, no. He said, listen, اجتني بالصلاة أيام محيضك. You only abstain from salat in the days which is your haid, right? And we show you how to. Then, even though you're bleeding, and in fact, the next Mastar is going to discuss this here also in detail. The next one is going to discuss this in detail, what we discussed. But once your habit is finished, ثُمَّ اغْتَسِلِي, now you bath, وَتَوَضَّئِي, and make wudu, right? Even though you're bleeding, right? وَتَوَضَّئِي لِكُلِّ صَلَاةٍ, for every salat, right? وَصَلِّي, and read your salah. وَإِنْ قَدَرَ الدَّمُ عَلَى الْحَصِيرِ, even though the blood is coming out and it is flowing on the mat. So much so, it's just an expression that no matter how much you bleed, when your haid is over, it is istihadha. And then the other thing is this, I told you, um, so also the law with regards to your the soil area, maybe you got like the ladies have a pad, panty liner, whatever it is. They also, it will be evaluated separately. Why to be evaluated separate? You will see if you are bleeding so profusely that if you change your pad, by the time you put a new pad, it will already get soiled. Then you excuse, you don't have to change your pad. But if there's enough time to wash up, change your pad and put your fresh pad and then read salah, uh, then you'll have to change up your wash up your underwear, whatever it is, the panty liner, pair, whatever it is. But if it is same like how the law, the law of wudu and the law of the soiling is separate. Doesn't mean if you by ma'zur, then you can just read with the dirty clothes. If there's enough time for you to wash up, and if there's enough time to you to change your underwear, you have to do that. You have to do that. Is that clear? Okay, see there. So now I'll tell you the next masla here. Now is we discussed this before to you. If you've got a habit, right? I told you you've got a habit, right? And then 1 month you went over 10 days, then you will revert to your habit. See, ولو زاد الدم على 10 أيام, if the blood went over 10 days, ولها عادة معروفة, and she has a known habit, right? دونها, lesser than 10 days, ردت إلى أيام عادتها, she will return to the days of her habit. So, simple example to understand it, a woman bleeds every month, 4 days, 5 days, right? So now, 1 month, you bled over 10 days. So you will revert to your habit. You will revert to your habit. والذي زاد استحاري. So ولو زاد الدم على 10 أيام والعادة معروفة دون ردت إلى أيام عادتها, you return to habit. والذي زاد, and that is over and above a habit, استحاضة, that will be استحاضة. Why? What's the proof for this? I told you, as per Sahih Hidayah's habit, he always bring first a dalil aqliya, sorry, naqliya, a textual proof, and then he brings a dalil naqliya. لقول عليه السلام, Nabi said, المستحاضة تضع الصلاة أيام أقرائها. that a person who is bleeding excessively all of a sudden, she will leave out salah for the days of a haze. It means only your haze. So mustahada means obviously you're going to bleed over 10 days, right? So you bleeding over 10 days, you only leave out salah for the days which is really your haze. This year, maybe this month, maybe you you ate dates or you ate something funny or something and you are bleeding excessively as a result of that, right? Why? So ولأن الزائد على العادة يجانس ما زاد على العشرة فيلحق به. Okay, I'll explain this first before we look at it down. See, just look at me 1 second. Just listen to this nicely. Saying, look here, a woman normally bleeds 5 days, right? Right, listen nicely. And we know the maximum of haze is 10 days, right? And this month she bled 12 days. Just let's get the scenario right. I tell you, any masla, will you understand a masla? First get the scenario right. One day Allah Ta'ala will use you to teach fiqh, inshallah. You teach Hidayah, you teach Quduri, you teach Nurul Ida, Ma'adus Safar, even. First step, first, I tell you, read the ibarat right. Second thing, understand what is being said in there. In Arabic, we say get the surat of the masla, get the surat of the masla correct. That's your first step. If you don't get the surat of the masla, like how are you going to understand a masla in the first place? How can you understand the ruling of something which you haven't understood what the scenario is? So first step, if I ask you in exams, I give you a written paper. First, translate. Second, give the surah a masla. Now you give the ikhtilaf. Now you give the proofs. And now you give the counter proofs. Obviously, you're Hanafi, so you have to give your proofs for being Hanafi. So translation, surah a masla, explanation, now ikhtilaf. This is surah a masla. So a woman normally bleeds 4 days, right? And the maximum of haze is 10 days. And this month she bled 12 days, right? So see, this much, but now look here. We know obviously haze can't be 10 days, right? Sorry, haze can't be 12 days because the maximum is 10, right? So now that's 6 days there. You see that 6 days over 4 days. What should it be? Should it be a haze or should it not be a haze? It has two angles to it. It has two angles. One is it's not her haze because she normally bleeds 4 days. So that's one angle. You understand what I'm saying? It's, and the other angle is this, that the maximum of haze is 10 days, so it could potentially be haze. So it is, you can say, Zu Wajhaini. What it is? Zu Wajhaini. It has a potential to be her haze. Why? Because it is in the days of haze, right? And the second thing is this, that uh, 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 it's not haze because her days haze is normally 4 days, right? So what he's saying here is it has more resemblance. It has more resemblance to what? To not being haze. Why is that more resemblance? Because she normally only bleeds 4 days. So we're going to give preference to that angle. So, like, you can say the resemblance is more to the fact that it's not haze because this woman bleeds every month 4 days. So the mushabahat is greater in not being haze. So we give preference to that angle. See now, see. وَلِأَنَّ الزَّائِدَةَ الْعَادَةِ What is extra and above the habit, يُجَانَسُ Mazdad al Ashrati. It has more resemblance to that which is over 10 days. Why it resembles over 10 days? Because, like how the maximum of haze is 10 days, but this woman, her maximum is 4 days. Her maximum is 4 days. Right? So you will have to be, hence it will be joined with it. Okay, time is up. We'll stop there. We're almost finished with this bab, inshallah. We'll continue tomorrow. But subhanallah, bihamdi, subhanakallah. It's a bit complex. If anybody have any questions, they can answer, send the questions, etc.